So yesterday evening I had the honour of attending the Exeter premiere of the documentary Land's End. This documentary, filmed by Ryan Sherman, skateboarding videographer and professional filmmaker, documents the story of Barney Page, who skateboarded from John O'Groats to Land's End, a staggering journey of 941 miles. Now, why did Barney do this? Barney tragically lost a good friend, professional skateboarder Ben Reamers, in 2016 to suicide at the young age of 28. Growing up as a skateboarder myself and seeing professionals such as Barney and Jerry Sue and Ben Reamers, seeing them, sorry, I just put my drink down, seeing them skateboarding and getting signed and traveling the world and doing some awesome stuff. As a kid growing up, you kind of look upon these people and feel that they've got it all. They've got they get to travel, they get to do what they love, skateboarding, and get paid to do it. And I think Ben's story really highlights how much we don't actually know what people are going through and what people are thinking about. And as someone who suffers with borderline personality disorder, I have a personal understanding of the dark times of suicidal thoughts, and fortunately for myself, I was able to find some help and reach out, and I have felt comfortable to be able to do that. Unfortunately, there are tragic stories like Ben's where these people kept it to themselves and didn't want to upset those around them and share their dark times. So as someone that suffered with borderline personality disorder and been through suicidal periods of time, this documentary really hit home. Also, it made me realise, one, how far I have come, and two, reminded me how dark those times are. It personally did take me back to those times for a short while. If you please do check out the documentary. It's called Land's End. It's documented by Ryan Sherman. And it's not just about skateboarding. If anything, for me, it brings awareness to suicide and the topic of suicide. But it also highlights to me the friendships and bonds that are built in the skateboarding community, and also the lengths that our friends will go to support us. You know, Barney skating the length of the country, that is a massive feat. But that was just a grain of sand in the ocean in comparison to what he would have done, you know, just to hear Ben and to talk to him and to have maybe helped him through those times. So as I said, as someone that suffered with borderline personality disorder and has been in those dark times, this documentary really hit home. So before I started Skate of Mind, I actually ran a little BPD channel, a borderline personality channel, disorder channel, and watching this documentary really showed me that I need to do a little video to kind of tie in the two. So those who follow me on Skate of Mind might not know that I have BPD and might not know about my channel, Calm in the Chaos, the BPD recovery. And those who watch my BPD channel might not know I've gone on to kind of do Skate of Mind. So Skate of Mind is about finding therapy through skateboarding. And as described in the documentary, Ben, especially in his earlier years of skateboarding, definitely probably found that escape from the traumatic real world that we navigate day to day, that place to have people to talk to, you know. And then, but I think sometimes as we grow older, we see people get on with their lives, and we don't want to infringe with our negative thoughts or, you know, with how we feel. You know, we don't want to talk about the dark things, you know, because, you know, we may well feel ashamed of them, we may feel like not coming to terms with them. So really, this documentary left me speechless, and I struggled last night to do this video. I probably tried like 5-6 times. So in the end, I just had to go sleep and try and do it this morning. So today is my 38th birthday, and Ben being 28 when he lost his life made me think back to when I was 28, and personally, with my own troubles and my BPD, the period of probably 26 to 32 was probably like the time when I contemplated suicide the most, to the point that I have 4 children, and even in my dark times, my BPD or my negative thought process would convince me that they were better off if I wasn't here, you know, and that thought now seems ridiculous, you know, but I just want to bring light to, you know, the severity of suicide, and especially with regards to borderline personality disorder, it's has one of the highest suicide rates of any psychiatric disorder. 70% of people with BPD will attempt to take their life 3 times at least in their lifetime. 10% of them will unfortunately succeed, and I think this is very, very high, you know, and it is forever a growing rate. And as the Ben Remus Foundation and Barney Page and Ryan Sherman are promoting through their documentary, this needs to be talked about. People need to feel that they can talk to their friends about such dark things. And I think it's a little bit of a combination of the fact that we don't really want to sort of get our friends down with the negative stuff that we're thinking, you know, or sometimes like the fact that we'll even avoid it because we know they will try and talk us out of it, and we don't want to then explain to them why we are feeling like that. But I just want anyone to know that is suffering with suicidal thoughts, whether it be from your borderline personality disorder or any other mental disorder, or if you're just generally in a bad place and feeling that, like, as its documentary says, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I spent the first half of my life probably quite angry and trying to find an outlet, which is probably where I, like Ben, I navigated towards skateboarding. You know, it was at the time something that it wasn't part of mainstream society, wasn't really accepted. So because you don't feel part of mainstream society, I think skateboarding community is quite attractive to the young, sort of broken, sort of hearted people, if you get what I mean. Sorry, it's kind of making me a bit lost for words again. So yeah, so growing up, like, feeling that, and like I said, for the first half of my life, really struggling and battling with that suicidal thoughts and those negative thought processes about myself and about my purpose and my place in the world, to then being able to come out the other side of it after, I'd say, probably 6-7 years of constant working on myself, how I feel, who I want to be, how I want to feel, and not be taken over by the way that sort of aspects of life have contributed to how I've felt in the past. And I'm truly blessed to have been able to come out the other side, and now I feel it's the last half of my life is my opportunity to make something. And you know, and the idea of going anywhere scares the hell out of me, which I didn't really realize the contrastive difference in the first half of my life and then now, until, you know, I started really talking about mental health, and the Ben Remus Foundation and this documentary really just reminded me that, you know, 1, I was there, and 2, where I am now. And if this little video can just highlight to people that are struggling, you know, to reach out to their friends, to reach out to people like the Ben Remus Foundation, you know, people can get through it. You can get through it. There is light at the end of the tunnel, and sometimes the light that is actually comes from you, and you would never believe that in your dark time. You kind of search for this exterior light to guide you, but I think with the right support and the right confidence in being able to talk to, even if it's just to one person, you know, just reach out, you know, and people that aren't struggling, stop and ask someone, you know, are you all right, you know? And like they say in the documentary, ask them a couple of times, because most people will say, yeah, they're all right the first time, you know. But eventually, if we can create a community that is willing to talk to each other about these deep parts of our mind and our hearts, then hopefully we can decrease the rate of suicides and decrease the amount of friends that are going, you know. It really, like I said to some of the people at the premiere last night, you know, it really resonates whether you're a skateboarder or not, this documentary, so do definitely check it out. I think if you haven't felt like that yourself, you will know someone that has, and unfortunately, even worst case, you will know someone that has possibly taken their life. And you know, it's just something that we kind of like, you know, don't really delve into very deep. You know, I guess it does make people feel uncomfortable. It does make people feel, you know, responsible to a degree, or what, you know, you get all that, like, you know, I think it's like survivor's guilt, where you think, you know, oh, I should have known they're my friend and all this stuff. But if we don't teach people to talk and learn how to make people feel comfortable about talking, then we can't expect these people to feel like they can talk. You know, I've been there, you know, when you feel like your own children would be best off when you're not there. Who do you think outside's going to convince you otherwise? You know, children are meant to be that big catalyst of you know, purpose in life. And you know, I just kind of really wanted to share my experience a little bit there, and also share my speechless and tear-jerking reaction to such a beautiful documentary put together by Ryan Sherman, and the massive journey that that Barney went on in honour of Ben. So I'm going to get off and enjoy the rest of my birthday. I thank you all for watching, whether you're watching on Calming the Chaos, my BPD channel, or whether you're watching through Skate of Mind. I really appreciate your support, and I really look forward to things that are coming in the future. Skate of Mind's working on some good stuff, and I'll update you a bit on that another time. But thank you very much for listening, and as I said, if anyone out there is struggling, you know, or you notice someone struggling, everyone just needs to talk, you know. Once you've kind of said it, it's never as bad as you think, you know. Our brain does this. It makes it feel like it's the worst thing ever, and just talking about it can relieve so much pressure off people. So you know, just do what you can for each other, look out for each other, look out for yourself, and trust in your friends. Anyway,